idea of what you're looking at, you know, maybe, if things work out like that. Anyway, it's, I have seen worse myself, but it's in pretty rough shape. I don't know how good everything's going to turn out on video, but this will give you a ballpark idea without you having to, you know, make a trip out here and everything. Anyway, I'll walk around and find the spots that, you know, look like they need attention. And like I said, all the stuff that bolts on, I'm not concerned about. I'm just, right now, first priority is the shell. And it doesn't have to be, you know, a showroom restoration on the shell. I just want to get it, the metal strengthened up where it is as strong as it should be, you know. I guess basically if, you know, if I get, you know, 10 years out of it without that particular area, you know, going bad again, then I'll be perfectly happy, you know. It's for my personal self, it's not for resale or anything like that. It's always good to consider the resale value, but, you know, I'm just basically saying do the best you can do on it for the money that I'm willing to spend, I guess. You know, I don't want to sink, you know, $10,000 into just the shell or nothing crazy like that. Just, you know, basically what you can do with it, and I'll keep with you on what's going on and everything. You know, I won't bug you, but I'll just check in with you occasionally and see what's going on with it if you decide to do it. And, you know, we can go through exactly the areas that you'll take care of. You know, however you want to do it, I'll be satisfied with it, just so we both know what's going on with it. Anyway, I'll walk around it a little bit and see if I can, you know, focus then on the areas. I have to kind of realize I'm dragging a cord around with me too. Until I'm on cord here, because I didn't want to use battery, because that kind of dies after a little while. But anyway, hopefully the lighting will show up and I won't be too shaky. Up in here in the trunk, around the gas tank, I went along with a screwdriver and just gouged and punched anywhere I could to find some weak metal. You know, just flaked away at all the bad stuff and brushed it out. And right along in this area here, it's good and solid all through there. This corner here has got some weakening. And looks like somebody touched up with putty along in here, or fiberglass, but it's real solid metal. I'm concerned about that area right there. And a few little small weak spots through here. This along in here is just dust and dirt pieces. One spot right there is pretty weak. Like I said, it hasn't been sanded down or anything, but I checked it and knocked on it and everything, and it's good and solid. Right there where you see the hole is the weak point. This other, where it looks so crappy here about the center of the screen, is just putty cracking, or is cracked a little bit. It's good and solid, got some surface rust, that's about it along in there. A lot of this, what you're seeing, is surface rust, but basically I'm hitting the areas that need attention, like this big hole there. It's about probably a 3-inch area. Let's see, everything's solid along the, you know, along the back of the fuel tank area. So far I got one area, a couple of tiny spots, 2 areas there, major areas. Bottom of the quarter panel, I don't know how good the surface rust is showing up on film, but it looks very serious looking at it through the lens, but you can see that it's just surface rust in person. Quarter panel right here on the left, driver's side, is down through it. It's out the bottom. You can drop rocks through it if you wanted to. Seams and everything right on up. Seams real solid. Just surface rust. A lot of surface rust here and there. Major area I'm concerned about is this tail light panel. Along the center of the screen, through there is weak. And some right along this top panel here. Top panel, which is right beside the trunk lid. If you shut the trunk lid, that's not too pretty. But in a case like that, you know, it goes underneath. You know, it gets gone over. It's a tailpiece covering it. But I don't want a slop job. You know, I don't think you would do that. I'm just saying, as long as it's strength enough. I'm not real concerned about cosmetics and, you know, showing it and all that stuff. What's not seen, I'm not worried about. I just want it to be strong because it's for me, not for the next person that buys the car. I hope that makes sense to you. This side of the quarter panel is the worst. Took a small fender bender, I guess, and as you can see, I'm hoping it shows up halfway decent. Everything appears solid up until the last 5 inches down. But everything's solid. But when you get down in there, it's crumbled up a little bit at the bottom. So I would imagine that would have to be cut and replaced, or I don't know, however you suggest doing that. But basically, tail light panel. These here wings here replaceable, so that's not concern. And this one's not concern. I can get those. Basically, I got to replace the bumper. I can do that. Tail light panel, I can't do that. I can bring it out a little bit, but like I said, inside there is pretty rough. You know, so I don't know what you would suggest on that. You know, I can pop these off. I can do a lot of the work myself as far as prepping it goes for the shell. You know, prepping it and getting it down to the shell area where you can work on it. But like you said, you wanted to get it basically complete so you know what goes there, how it aligns and everything. So that's fine. A couple little small pit holes. I punched out everything and enlarged the hole as far as I could, so I know I got solid metal except where you see the holes. This stuff, I don't know how good it's showing up. Right here in the corner, I know it's probably blurring. Anyway, up there in the upper left-hand corner is it's been patched up there, real sloppy job, and it's good and solid. This corner here has been patched up. That looks good on that corner, and that looks good on that corner. It's just a sloppy patch somebody did there, and a sloppy patch somebody did there, but it's strong metal. A lot of tiny areas. This section here, no leaking window or anything, just right there it's starting. You know, it doesn't look like anybody's worked on it. It's just starting to do its thing. It's ready to be caught. I'm trying not to cover any of the attachable parts, you know, trunk lids and bumpers and doors and hood and fenders, that stuff. I'm not concerned about right now. That'll be, that's replaceable, and that'll come on down the road. But tail light panel, you see the trunk area. I got up under the car and punched and gouged and, you know, did everything I could do, gouged out any weak spots, and, you know, just trying to find weak points that's got some erosion on it. And that's the majority of it right there, what I just showed you. This section here, strong through there, this section here. And then the quarter over there, and the quarter over there, and the taillight panel. So basically the little pieces there on the corner would come off and pop the taillights out and pop the bumper off. I could do all that if you want me to. That's up to you. And then just strengthen it up, or maybe possibly put another panel on. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you, whichever way you wanted to go with it. I'm just trying to make basically a solid car. I'm not real concerned about if you look your head in there and see a piece of metal that's been attached. As long as it's, you know, I get rid of the big rust. I want that part gone. And, you know, get rid of it and primer it, and that's basically it. I'm trying to strengthen it up and get another decade out of it. And the attachable stuff, again, I can cover that. I don't know if you can see under the car really, but basically it's solid. I mean, the frame looks real nice. Frame's in nice condition all the way. There's the frame. You know, surface rust, you know, 69. I mean, it don't look like it's ever been restored. Somebody did a crappy job on touching it up. But the frame's good and solid. I don't know how good this is showing up on video, but anyway, I know you can't make heads or tails out of this probably, but I'm giving it a shot. So I'm under the back end of the car right now, looking underneath it. So you can't make heads or tails out of this, I'm sure. But basically, what I'm getting at is the frame. The frame looks good. Right there's the frame. Runs on up, unibody, stops, and the front frame, it's all solid. Just a little bit in front of the tank here that you can't see. I showed you from the top. A little bit along in there. And basically that's it for the very back. Now I'll come along to the side. Like I say, this probably, I would say 6 inches up from the bottom of the car, this section right along in here. Probably the reflector over to the tire on down. That section through there is needing some serious attention. This right here appears pretty solid. Looks like they spackled some putty on it and touched it up, but it appears good and solid. Again, doors don't matter. That's not a big concern to me right now because they need some attention. I got the interior basically taken out. There's still some stuff that's in the way, but I'm just doing this to give you an idea. You know, it's smudgy, dingy, coating and surface rust here and there. I don't know what that stuff is. I guess rust protectant or something. There's a lot of surface rust that through the lens that I'm looking through looks like serious rust, but it's really not. I tried to punch out and dig out anything that appeared to be serious. All this minor stuff, you know, I'm not real concerned about. Right here in the window jamb, driver's side. I know it looks real crappy now I'm looking at it through the lens, but it's just a small section about the center of the screen, about a 3-inch area that's got rust, and I don't know what to do about it. The hard part is it's all painted red, so it appears like rust probably. I'm climbing in the passenger side, and there's the trunk area back there. It's fold down seats, no leaks around the windows. This plastic panel still up, you can see behind it. It's all solid. I checked everything, it's good and solid. This window on this side looks real good. Inside, I'm right behind, I got the passenger door open, I'm looking right inside the edge here. It's good and solid. Somebody puttied up along in here. Looks like it was getting a weak spot and somebody puttied it up. It's rough. You know, if you went through it, just tore out some patchwork here and there and threw some sheet metal in and sanded it and primered it, you know, I guess that's what I'm looking at. And then the more serious areas, do whatever you think needs to be done just to give me the strength I need, not necessarily for cosmetics. Again, I hate to sound a cheapskate about it, but I don't have a lot of money to work with, and I don't want to sink everything my life into it, but I am trying to make a good solid car out of it and get this junk taken care of. I still got a lot of the carpet in. I got to pull the padding up. I still haven't cleaned out from under the carpet. You can see junk from a decade ago sitting in there, just crap and dust and stuff, so you can't get a good picture of what the floor looks like, but the floor is solid. You can walk all over step, gouge your heel into it and knock on it, and somebody did a decent job on the floor. I don't know how long ago or if it's factory, but it's good and solid, and I'm happy with it. The ceiling, right here on it, it's got surface rust right here. I can take it right off. It's just surface rust. Looks heavy, but it's not. It's all, I still got this stuff on. It's all solid. It's all, you can still see the original color. So far, there's about 6 areas I'm concerned about. The tiny minor stuff doesn't bother me, just a little minor patchwork on it or fill work. I don't know which is best to do. But this stuff here I couldn't get out. I don't really know the side panel. I'm not sure how to get it out without breaking it. But it's solid back there. And again, excuse this poor quality camera work. I'm just trying to give you a rough idea of the condition of the car, you know. You can watch it whenever you want and see what it is. Get a rough idea. There's a lot of spider webs. Everything looks good and solid. Needs some minor sanding and spray some primer on it, I would guess. It's all solid. You can knock all over it, and inner walls and all looks pretty good. Just right at the bottom. You knock on it, it's solid, but you know, it needs to be the bad stuff taken off and finished, I guess. Front seat, I still got the front seat in it, steering wheel and the bottom part of the dash. Okay, everything's good, no leaks around the window. I took the big part of the dash up, so you know, I didn't know whether to pull this out or not. It's where all the wiring and stuff attaches and little nuts and bolts, and I'm not real sure about putting it back exactly the way it goes. I see one area here under the dash. Here's the windshield, and inside, underneath the dash, this metal panel here, just barely surface rust, but I took the screwdriver and dug out. It's all solid. It's solid, but like I say, there's one area right here. You know, that's a weak point. And I'm showing you the bad stuff, so I know everything I'm showing you, you're probably thinking, boy, that's rough. But it's really, you know, I'm showing you the problems. Basically, I'm not bothering, you know, showing a lot of the better features, the better parts. I still haven't got the mats taken up. I pulled them up a little bit and looked under them and knocked on it and kicked on it, and it's all solid. No weak points. I plan on ripping all this out, sanding it and hitting it with some primer. I guess that's the thing to do. I'm leaving it up to you. I'm just throwing ideas at what I think, you know, people do when they get down to this. I've never done it. That's why I came to you. Just some touching up and primer, I guess, is all I see in here, except that one area there for the front, and then what I showed you back in the back. The bottom kick plate, I guess you call it, again, I took a screwdriver and just gouged anywhere I could find a weak point. Right here, everything's solid. It's nice and solid everywhere. You know, I nicked and scraped any bubble or anything off, so probably a lot of it appears rough. But I don't know if you can hear it, but it's solid. The next small area is this right here. So I dug it all down to right there. That's the last place I ended up at good metal. All this area is good. Well, I got leaves blowing in front of me. That's all good. Right there, some corrosion. It's about an inch away. It's all solid metal there, but the area is about an inch away from where the hinge starts. So I don't know what that means. It looks cosmetic. It doesn't look like it's any major thing. This, you see that. The inside, the panel, all pretty solid. It's got surface rust, but I'm not covering that. That's all considered minor to me. I'll skip doors because they're not a major concern right now. What I want to do is get the shell, not cosmetically, but get it solid. And after that, you know, if I haven't, if I have the money, then I'll say, yeah, you know, can you go ahead and trim this out and do the bottom of the door panel, you know, and take it from there. I'll go around to the hood now and look up in there, and you see their crappy putty job. But I plan to go further with the doors anyway because the windows are loose, the mechanisms are pretty crappy. Back to the back quarter panel while I'm looking at it, you can get a kind of a normal shot at it here. See it somewhere, it took a little blow right in this section, right behind the tire there, and it made a little crumple. But frame and everything's good and solid. I'm happy with that. Just this bottom quarter, like I say, about the tire back to the tail ends. I don't know. They didn't do bad of a putty job as far as, you know, doing it 10 years ago, I guess. I don't know. But, let's see. This looks good. Needs to be touched up, sanded. The track, or the trim track, I don't know what you call it, that just needs to be lightly touched up. Maybe 5 minutes worth of work. And all this side looks good on the window. It's probably hard to make out. Everything's fair right there. Front fenders, not too bad. Trying to find bad points. Right here is, to me, a big concern. I don't know if you could just put sheet metal in, beat it down to the right shape, or what you would do, but right where the battery tray is, everything's real nice and pretty along in here. Frame looks real good down there. When you get over here by the battery, there's just really nothing holding it too good. There's the battery tray frame left, the frame of the battery tray itself, and just the rail there really holding it. But it's about a 10-inch by 15-inch bad area. There's really a lot of it just gone, so I don't know, it needs this, I don't know, maybe a makeshift panel or something, you know, go on down and beat it out to the right shape. I guess I'm just throwing ideas. I don't really know how the proper way is to do that. That's why I'm coming to see you. Everything along the front isn't too bad. It's basically what I'm happy with right now. Cosmetics will come later. Let's see, the fender, like I said, that doesn't matter. I can take care of that. I'll worry about that down the road. Driver's door, somebody did another crappy patch job with a putty along in there. I looked inside the door, and I would say about this section right below the window, about right here, over to the edge of the door, and down is a panel inside the door. I don't know how they managed that. I guess they put it in there from the slid it down and got behind in the opening and held it in place. But that's been patched up, but that's another minor thing right now. This section right here appears good. Fairly good, that is. Another concern right here, if it'll show up on film, right down in the wedge of the side window. I don't think it's showing up too good. Right about there. It's good and solid, and then right here in the corner, corrosion, pretty heavy. And then that's it. Just about I'm guessing about a 4-inch area if you really gouge it out and tear it out. Just a 4-inch trim piece, or piece of the metal is corroded away. So I don't know, maybe this chrome hair would pop out and pull the rubber out and stuff, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. I looked inside and I showed you what's inside. It's really not too awful much inside. I guess this whole trim and glass and everything come out, and then make the best of it on that, whatever needs to be done, and then, put it back, I guess. I say I guess because I really don't know exactly what to do with that, so I leave it up to you. And I'm just trying to give you an idea of what the condition of it. I had nothing to do today, so I figured I'd run this off and see how good it would come out. That's basically it. Everything looks good, frame's all nice. Just to make a long story short, I got one rear quarter panel, far side rear quarter panel, tail light panel needs some attention. Let's see. Other side coming around, the battery section, the battery area. This window section here that I just showed you. That's it for the outside. Inside, the small weak areas inside the trunk that I first showed you by the gas tank in front, on the bottom floor of the tank area. Inside, just light surface rust, maybe that section that's inside the trunk, the glove box area, right above the glove box. That's basically it. One section, two sections, I'll say 3 sections for the taillight panel, and then 4, 5 inside the glove box area, that little section, and this right here, 6. Other than that, if it's, and maybe the kick plate areas, needs a little something, some kind of care, I don't know what. So basically, about 6 areas, and after that, just some little sanding and throw some primer on it, I believe. I don't really know what you do. I've never gutted the inside down to where it's bare metal before, ever. So I don't know what to do with that. My opinion is you sand it down real good and primer it real heavy. Again, I don't know. That's my backyard method. So basically about 6 areas. 6 areas and some, prepping the inside so rust doesn't boil up out of nowhere. That's basically about it. I'm trying to make a personal, solid Mach 1 out of it, and I'm not, like I said again, I'm not real concerned if, 5 years from now I decide to sell it, somebody sees that there's a panel put there, and it's, it doesn't sit perfectly flush because it's inside the trunk, and up on top where you have to put your head under there to see it, that doesn't bother me. You know, I can paint it. It looks like it's been repaired. It has. And all I'm worried about is making the shell good and solid. You know, solid as it needs to be for a car this old. You know, just eliminate the rust areas and solidify it. I'm mostly just babbling, trying to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. So just excuse my uhs and ahs. Anyway, I'm looking.
Well, them things are bad about that. I'll tell you right now. Boy, that's qualified to drive in. You can't see nothing out of the house. I'm telling you, I went up there to what you were this morning. I won't tell you, it was thick. Oh, God, I'd hate to ride on that. Old RLD told me he comes over here from Bridge. He said he had got behind a truck. He had to drive 40 miles an hour all the way. Said he couldn't go around it.
Open headers, and you know, I guess I'm gonna have to hoist the engine up and I don't know, try and get stock manifolds on it, because I believe headers didn't come on it. I've never seen a car come with factory headers that old. You know, 70s car come out with, or 60s or 70s come out with factory headers, and I don't like them anyway, and they're so tight of a fit you can't even get to 2 of the plugs. So that's, you know, that's another one of my fun projects I get to face. Other than that, it's ugly, and I want to get the shell solid and then begin working on making it pretty. And that's about it. I think I covered everything. You know, if we can still, here in the next week or two, meet up where you could see it in person, because I know this camera work's not too fantastic, but it gives you a rough idea. You know, that's about it. The size of it, just a rough idea. Anyway, I guess I'll just let the camera run out, and, you know, I'm using the tape. I might as well use the rest of it, and it's a 30-minute tape that I'm running on, so I'll just let it run and walk around the car a little bit, I guess. And that's about it. Um, I'll see you later. If you have any pointers or suggestions or any questions, my number is 494-7525. See you later.